Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hibiscus Sports Complex. My name is Regan Baker, and as always for the QBL 2018 season, I'm joined by the always fantastic John Guarna. John, don't we have an amazing game here tonight to kick off round one?
It's a really amazing game, Regan. This is going to be a really exciting matchup to kick things off and kick off our coverage of the QBL in 2018. You've got the defending champion Brisbane Spartans coming in to the Southwest Metro Pirates home court. And the Pirates are a new-look Pirates group this season. They have high expectations. They're gunning for a title, and it's going to have to go through the Spartans. And what a way to start the season, taking on the defending champs. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think Southwest would want to do it any other way. Massive lineup here for Southwest this year as well. Some big imports coming in over the course of the year. Three Commonwealth Games players as well for the Southwest team. So that's going to be a big advantage for them to take on the defending champion straight away. Well, it's going to be a huge advantage for the Pirates, and that makes the Pirates, those imports or those new additions that you said, that makes the Pirates one of the early season favorites for the title. Obviously, it's round one, so the play is going to determine who will be favorites heading into the end of the season. But when you add players like Natalie Taylor and Kalani Purcell, who came directly over from the Spartans, by the way, so there's another element to this matchup. And then you also have a player like Nicole Seecamp. You've got talent now. You've got probably or arguably the top starting five in all of the competition. Purcell's not here tonight, but you still have Natalie Taylor. We have yet to mention Steph Barstow and Maddie Willie as well. Jade Kirsome came over from Logan, so a lot of talent for the Pirates. But let's not discount the Spartans as well, Regan. They still have a lot of talent, headlined by Aja Parham and Jess McDowell-White. You've also got Rebecca Haynes. They've also added some imports who they have big raps on as well. So I'm really interested to see this new Spartans group. But like I said, a couple new faces, but their core group and some of the players that had won the title last year are back as well. So it's the Spartans are the champions until someone else lifts that trophy at the end of the season. So they have to come out prepared for everyone's best shot this season, and you know the Pirates are going to want to start firing. This is going to be a great matchup to kick off our coverage. Yeah, absolutely. And I think you hit the nail on the head as well. It's two brand new look teams. I mean, you got a couple of players that have stuck around since QBL 2017, but both teams have picked up quite a lot of new faces. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the teams gel. And I think at the end of the day, you've got two teams that are incredibly talented. It's going to come down to who's had the most preparation. You know, which team has been together the longest, how has their training been going, and how they're actually going to gel as a team. Because as we saw last year, you can have some big names in your team, but if you don't gel and play as a team out on the court, you got nothing. So it's all going to come down to who's going to be able to play the best team game of basketball. It's going to be a tough ask for Southwest because they really are they have the majority of the new faces. You can see in the starting lineup 3 new faces for the Pirates. Right away you see Charmaine Mellors, Nicole Seecamp, and also starting tonight Sarah Ellsworthy for the Pirates. And then for the Spartans, you have Anais Caravan, who also is a new face. She came up from Sydney. You've got Rebecca Haynes, Jess McDowell-White, Aja Parham, and Jamison McMullen getting the start as well as our season's underway and Spartans get the opening tip. So the new faces, like you said, both teams are going to have – they've all had their preseason matchups already. So both these teams have played a few games, but nothing like the regular season. As we see, Spartans miss their first attempt and Pirates looking off to run. Both teams really looking to move the ball around early as well, which is really good to see straight out of the back, that teamwork coming into play. Southwest goes straight inside to Maddie Willie, and she's fouled on the way to the bucket. And that was created off of the dribble drive there by Seecamp. And right away we see her first offensive possession. You see the outstanding ability of Nicole Seecamp. She hit him with the little in and out dribble and squeezed the pass through collapsing defense to a wide open Willie. So going to be an interesting weapon for the Pirates. She can put the ball in the basket as well, so really effective piece for the Pirates. One of the many reasons why a lot of people are considering them the favorites.
Yeah, exactly it. And like I said, John, it all does come down to how well the girls work as a team. I mean, Seacamp's just come out of a Commonwealth Games series where they got the gold medal, and yet she's still inside the paint and dishing out for that nice easy shot for Maddie Willie. So already you can see that teamwork and that wealth of talent that Seacamp brings to the team.
Former Pirate Jamison McMullen steps out of bounds for the turnover. So Spartans looking for their first points of the game. As we see Ellsworthy running the point. Seacamp's going to fire a deep one. That's too strong. Tipped around, and Ellsworthy corrals it for the Pirates. So another extra possession for Southwest. Mellors, though, airballs it. McDowell White pushing ahead. Finds a streaking Parham. Pushes off, nearly loses it. Battle on the ground. What hustle there by Ellsworthy. Mellors, though, loses it out of bounds.
Yeah, what a great passage of defense there from Southwest as well. Really putting the pressure on to get that ball knocked out of court. But both teams playing a very, very strong start to the game.
McDowell White picks up her dribble. She's now going to fire the wing three. Swishes it home for the Spartans' first points of the season. 3-2 here for Spartans. Bairstow fading away. That's short. Parham comes down with it for the Spartans. She's going to stop and pop. It's too strong. Both teams looking to push the pace here. Mellors streaking up court. She's going to fire a turnaround jumper. That's too strong again. Couple of ugly shots here for Charmaine Mellors to start.
Yeah, not a great start for Southwest, unfortunately. They've taken probably 4 or 5 open jumpers now, none of them finding the back of the net. Inside look for Spartans. That goes in for 2.
That's a great pass there from McMullen and a nice finish from Curvan, increasing the lead to 3. But there you see Seacamp, and that's where she's dangerous. You lose her in transition, she's going to make you pay.
And straight back to McDowell White again as she takes another step back three-pointer, and that one hits nothing but net.
8-4 the lead here for Spartans. McDowell White hit one on the right wing, this time from the left.
Seacamp nearly stepping back out of court there as she goes for the drive on the left-hand side. Just turning it over on that bad pass there as well.
Yeah, she went behind the back there, lost it out of bounds. She thought it went off a Spartans player. Referees called it the other way, so Spartans looking to increase their lead. They're up 8-4, 7:15 to go in the first quarter. McDowell White getting the screen from Curvan. She doesn't use it. Nice pass there and a great play by the Spartans. Parham finds a cutting Curvan for 2. It's 10-4.
Yeah, great start here in the first quarter early on for the Spartans. And realistically, they're going to want to get themselves a bit of a buffer because otherwise, I've got a feeling this Southwest team is going to be able to fight back if, coming into halftime, it's only a handful of points. So they'll want to get as big a lead as possible early on.
Ellsworthy ties up Parham. Jump ball, possession arrow favors the Pirates. So Southwest will inbound just to the side of the Spartans basket. 6:45 to go in the quarter. Seacamp finds Bairstow, puts it on the floor. Foul line jump shot, rattles in and out. Nearly a backcourt there. Seacamp guarding Parham. Now Haynes going to fire a 3, too strong. Seacamp pulls it down for Pirates. There's Bairstow on the block, kicks it back out to Willie. Deep 3 is up. It's too strong again. Ellsworthy, though, tips it out to Willie.
Southwest is going to settle things down now a little bit. Take it nice and slow as Seacamp. Nice little inside dish there. Turnaround jumper on the inside. That goes home for 2.
Yeah, great finish there by Mellors. And a good look there by Seacamp as well. She's going to get called for the personal. Trying to force Parham into the travel. That's her first personal. It's the second team foul on Pirates. When you look at the first 4 minutes of the game here, Regan, you'd have to say from the play, Spartans seem to be the little more well-oiled machine at the moment.
Yeah, a little more controlled as well, I think. I think Southwest is going out maybe a little bit too unsettled, and they're just not not necessarily not taking the right shots, but they're just not finishing the plays as well as what they should be at this stage of the game.
Haynes picks up the personal. That's the first team foul for Spartans. I think there was a warning there for the Spartans bench. Didn't catch that whole
nice and early on,
exchange there, but coaches have been on the referees for a few foul calls that they thought didn't, or a few plays where they thought there were foul calls that wasn't called. So nice early warning from the referees, setting the tone.
Yeah, and looking, coming off the back of the Commonwealth Games as well, I like the fact that there is a warning. I don't know whether you watch much of the Commonwealth Games, Johnny, but I sure did, and man, did they throw some techs around.
Yeah, well, I like letting them play as Bairstow finishes with the left hand. McMullen kicks it across the curve and hair jumper is short.
Bairstow, big rebound on the inside.
Nice kick ahead. Parham read it, though. Good defense there. Ellsworthy has been in everything. She can't get the steal, though, on the other end. Here comes Parham, losing it on the way in. Ellsworthy comes up with it. Now Nat Taylor kicks ahead for Seacamp.
3-on-1 play. Seacamp can't quite finish it off, though.
And there's Ellsworthy resetting the offense for the Pirates. Willie wants the Bairstow screen. Bairstow flares and then shuffles her feet. That's a travel, so turnover Pirates.
Yeah, Pirates still looking a little unsettled early on, but I think they'll clean that up. I mean, it's their first game together as a whole team as well, so it'll be interesting to see how this pans out now. Spartans just playing a little bit better basketball. Just nice and settled, taking their time. Nice little kick out.
Good job there by Ellsworthy again, just doing it on the defensive end. Can't handle the pass there from Taylor. Ellsworthy, though, really impressive so far here early, Regan, with the defense. Getting her hand in the passing lanes and coming up with a few nice steals.
Yeah, she's been having a great passage of basketball for this first 5 minutes or so. She's all over the place. It doesn't matter where on the court she is. She'll find a way to get a hand on the ball. Ooh, nice little passage of defense, again from Ellsworthy as well, just getting herself in front. McDowell White struggling to get around her with a bit of bump off as well.
There's 7 on the shot clock for Spartans. Haynes hands off for McMullen. Goes to the left, fires a 3. That's off. Haynes can't come down with it. Again, Scruffle on the floor. Referee's going to call it jump ball. Looks like the possession arrow is going to favor Spartans. The Spartans go to the bench checking in. Shona O'Brien going to come in for Jamison McMullen. And a sub also for Pirates. Jade Kirisome making her Pirates debut. Going to give Maddie Willie a spell. Coach Scott McKenzie sitting in the head coach's seat for head coach Jason Chaney tonight.
Again, Spartans looking nice and settled as they look for that open basket. Prarin kicks around to the outside. Wide 2, no good for Districts. Jess McDowell White gets the ball back again. She takes another 3, can't quite get it. Kirisome pulls the board for Southwest.
Yeah, Southwest not using Bairstow. Ellsworthy flips it up and in with the left hand. That's a strong finish there from Sarah Ellsworthy. We're not at 10. Really aggressive play there from Ellsworthy on both ends of the court so far tonight.
Yeah, she's been playing a great passage of basketball.
Parham going to try and force her way to the bucket. She's fouled.
And that'll go against Seacamp, I believe, as well. That'll be her first.
If that's on Seacamp, that's actually going to be her second personal. Timeout taken on the floor, though, by Spartan, so we'll take one as well. 10-10 all with about 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
And welcome back to Hibiscus Sports Complex. Sorry about the camera adjustments there. We just want to make sure we give you the best possible angle that we can have. So Parham goes to the line for 2 after that foul from Nicole Seekamp. That was her second personal, sorry. Got it wrong before.
Haynes had to check out in that timeout for Spartans. Looked like she might have picked up a little injury. She's gonna get a bit of treatment there, it looks like, potentially. Checking in for Spartans, though, is 12. Oh, that's Paige Bayless, sorry.
Yeah, as Parham misses both free throws there, so we're still locked at 10 apiece.
Nat Taylor, one of the aforementioned Commonwealth Game athletes, finds Bairstow. Her jumper is short. Parham gets the defensive rebound. It's a good look, though. Again, Bairstow hasn't seen a shot fall just yet, but you know that never has stopped her from continuing to shoot. So
no, absolutely not. I mean, after the season she had last year as well, and some of the off-season stuff that I've seen her playing as well, she's been an absolute powerhouse, so she'll find her form pretty quickly.
Ellsworthy can't finish after a nice steal. McDowell-White picks up her dribble. Good give and go. Caravan. McDowell-White can't finish, though. Bairstow going to fire a top of the key 3. That's short.
Almost a sneaky little steal there for Southwest.
And both teams at the moment struggling to put the ball in the basket. But with the talent that both teams put on the court, you can't imagine that's going to last much longer. I think they're just knocking the cobwebs off.
And it's definitely not from a lack of trying either. I mean, both teams have been taking fairly set shots. They're good looks as well. They're not rushed. They're not so much through traffic or anything like that. As we see Ellsworthy with a nice little finger roll into the bucket.
Yeah, Ellsworthy's got to be the early player of the game here for Pirates as they take the lead 12-10.
Yeah, as you said, Johnny, I think they're just going to be dusting off those cobwebs a little bit. It's their both teams' first game together as a whole. Look, they're taking good shots. They're just not finding the back of the net. Might be some tightened rings as well, just not favoring the right bounce.
Parham misses. Kirisome comes up with it for Southwest. Kirisome made the move over from the Logan Thunder to Southwest as Nat Taylor fires a 3 that's short. But a good addition for the Pirates. Kirisome is a really talented young player. Just makes the move over, trying to find a little bit more court time than what she was seeing with Logan the past few seasons.
And look, I think Kirisome will fit in really nicely with this Southwest team as well. You know, the way that we saw the Southwest girls play last season, I think that'll favour her game in particular as well. You know, she'll be able to run and gun, make those cuts through the bottom of the baseline and get those outside passes inside. So, look, I think it could be a really good move for her and it'll give her an opportunity to really show what she's got.
Pirates go to the bench. The captain, Amanda Beatson, checks in for her first minutes. And Maddie Willie back on the court for Pirates as well. There's Parham working on Nat Taylor. Good inside pass there. Bayless, though, missed the lane. Now Beatson kicks ahead for Willie, one-on-one with O'Brien. In and out dribble. Layup is no good, but she's fouled. So Maddie Willie going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Nice move, though, and a great kick ahead there from Beatson, creating that fast break opportunity for Southwest.
Yeah, it was definitely a great look up ahead for that drive inside. Would have liked to see Maddie Willie not trying to avoid the play so much and do that finger roll. I think that's one thing that a lot of players do nowadays is they expect the foul and they don't focus on making the bucket. They expect the foul, they don't focus on the shot. They just want the foul and the 2 shots, but it's not enough focus on getting the bucket in the first place.
Willie gonna complete both free throws, so it's a 4-point lead here for Southwest. Under a minute to go now in the quarter. Kirisome guarding McDowell-White. Offensive foul called. That was along the baseline. That was on Cassie Donnelly. A moving screen called there on Donnelly. So 4th team foul for Spartans here. 46 seconds to go now in the first quarter. Mellors from the elbow has her pocket picked by O'Brien. O'Brien slows it down, then finds Parham. Parham gets in the paint, flips up a left-handed layup. That's no good. Mellors with the rebound, kicks ahead now. Kirisome has it. Let's see if they hold for. They don't. Taylor's going to fire the baseline jump shot. That's off. Kirisome, the offensive rebound.
Nice little save from out of bounds as well. Kicks it around. As Nat Taylor takes a long jumper for 2.
That's her sister, Charmaine Mellors, who hits the 2. It's 16-10. Jessica McDowell-White, though, loses the ball out of bounds with just under 3 seconds to go. Let's see if Pirates could get a shot off before the clock expires. I thought it was going to be Pirates ball, but it's going to be Spartans ball along the baseline. O'Brien inbounds. McDowell-White catches it, throws up a wild one, nearly banks it home. That's the end of the quarter, and the first quarter score is 16-10 Southwest over the Spartans. Pretty good action, Regan. Not a lot of shots falling, but both teams starting to heat up, particularly the Pirates towards the second half of that quarter.
Yeah, I don't think the scoreline accurately reflects how the teams have been playing. As we've sort of said throughout, you know, the girls are taking the right set shots. They've been getting themselves established, taking open jumpers. They're just not falling for them at the moment. But I think the next 3 quarters, we're going to start seeing that scoreline rapidly increasing as the girls dust off those cobwebs and they start finding the back of the net. So both teams playing a really strong game. I don't think anything's decided, not even close at this stage of the game.
Well, it's a 6-point game. It's the end of the quarter. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the second quarter of action here from Hibiscus Sports Complex. Pirates up 6, 16-10 over the Brisbane Spartans.
And welcome back to Hibiscus Sports Complex as we continue to bring you QBL Round 1 action between the Southwest Metro Pirates and the Southern Districts Spartans. Just quickly taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard as well. The University of the Sunshine Coast Rip taking on the Northern Gold Coast Seahawks. Seahawks currently 13-8 up in the first quarter as well. So really good start to the season for the Seahawks too.
Yeah, Seahawks just introducing themselves, making the move up from the SBL to the QBL this season. It's going to be a big transition for them. The women's team ran ragged through the SBL last season, undefeated. So a little bit of a step up for them in competition, but they'll be looking to get their season started off right with the win tonight versus the Rip. Everyone really wants to get their season started right. We saw a couple of games last night. You had Cairns getting the win over Toowoomba. And the women's game, I believe it was the Phoenix over the Rip as well. It was a third game. I can't remember which it was, but this is the first game for both Pirates and Spartans so far this season. And Pirates are up 9, 19-10 so far. Jump shot is off. Nat Taylor pushing. Pirates have numbers. It's a 4-on-2. Nice kick ahead for Bairstow to finish with the left hand.
Yeah, that's the transition we've come to love for Southwest. Just pushing out the court nice and fast, that inside dish for the easy layup.
Haynes going to check back in for Spartans. Also getting set to check back in is Kirvan. As O'Brien shoots an air ball, Mellors comes down with it.
Just losing it, but Maddie Willie, thankfully, right in the good spot to pick it up. She kicks down to Bairstow, who takes a long three. That bounces out, no good.
Parham pushing. She picks up her dribble and has to get it out to O'Brien to reset. Southwest with double-digit lead now, 21-10.
Parham's pass on the inside is stolen by Nat Taylor.
Yeah, turnovers really hurting the Spartans so far tonight. Don't have the statistics, but Regan, I could count at least 5 or 6.
Yeah, there's been a few, and it's all you know, it's all forced errors as well with those passes getting stealed, pickpockets. You know, Southwest, I don't think they've had many turnovers in that sense. They're just stepping out of court or, you know, silly little things like that. But Districts are really going to have to watch their passes and make sure they're not turning it over unnecessarily.
McDowell White now, top of the key, using the Bayless screen, kicks it out for. That's
5 seconds on the shot clock here now as well. Parham needing to take a tough jump shot over traffic. That bounces out, and Mellors comes down with the rebound.
Yeah, the jump shot not falling so far for Parham. She's also another player that once she sees one fall, they'll start to fall in bunches. Kirasome is going to fire a three. That's off the back of the rim. Parham with the defensive rebound. You see Kirasome guarding McDowell White way past the three-point line. Willy-nilly comes up with the steal. Parham's jump shot short, though. Bayless with the follow for Spartans. That's got to be their first point in about 5 minutes, Regan.
Yeah, they've been sitting on 10 points since I think it was around about 5.5 minutes into the first. So it's definitely hopefully going to break the drought for them.
Kirasome wide open three, too strong. Bairstow offensive rebound, put back too strong, though.
Yeah, the ring's definitely playing no favors for either team at the moment. Spartans now with another chance to break Southwest's lead.
Yeah, referee's doing a good job letting them play. We have yet to see a foul as McDowell White's hook shot is an air ball.
Yeah, game being very well controlled by the referees tonight as well. Like, I love seeing a strong physical game of women's basketball, and you know that's exactly what we've got here tonight. Both teams just being allowed to play the way they want. There's physicality, but nothing rough or nothing dirty.
Players looking for a couple calls there as well, but referees letting it go both ways. Now we see O'Brien on the wing for Spartans. Jump shot is short from Donnelly. Southwest comes up with it. Both teams really settling for the jump shot. Good find inside. Kirasome blocked from behind by McDowell White. We see Ellsworthy and Seacamp check back in. Bairstow and Kirasome going to get a breather. Caravon, Haynes, and the first time we're going to see Esther Lorraine for Spartans. Three-pointer is too strong. Parham guarded by her former teammate Nat Taylor, and now Mellors with the assignment. Good look inside. Kiervan can't finish though. Willie wanted that kick ahead to Nat Taylor, but it was just too long of a distance. The three-pointer though by Willie is an air ball. And then there's a foul inside. Looks like that one's going to go against Nat Taylor. That's the first foul called on either team here in the second quarter.
Yeah, really good, almost 5 minutes passage there where no fouls were called. Both teams playing really good, strong defense as well. So obviously a lot of discipline coming out of both coaches in terms of how their players are playing defense.
Page checks in for the first time this evening. Nat Taylor gets a breather. There's McDowell White, finds Parham. Her three-pointer is up. It's short. Tipped around, and who comes down with it? Ellsworthy. She's looking to push. Page back over to Mellors. Jump shot is good. Charmaine Mellors hits the long two, increasing the lead to 11.
As McDowell White kicks the ball up nice and fast, but just settling things down now.
Ellsworthy has the assignment on Parham. Kiervan looks like she hurt her ankle.
Shot clock down to single digits. Parham goes strong on the inside and is fouled on the shot.
Yeah, Parham trying to make something happen there. She is yet to hit the scoreboard. She missed her 2 free throw attempts. Hasn't seen a shot fall just yet, so she's trying to get in a couple easy ones there. She's going to have an opportunity at the free throw line. Timeout taken, though, by Coach McKenzie, so we'll take one as well. 23-12 the lead for the Pirates over the Spartans with 4:30 to go in the first half.
And welcome back to the Pirate Ship as we continue to bring you quarter two action. 23-12, Southwest just finding a little bit of a break over the Southern District Spartans in the second quarter. But, John, it's not over yet. Both teams playing a really strong game at the moment. Both teams just struggling to find the back of the net.
I think if you're the Southwest Metro Pirates, you'd be pretty happy at the moment. You're up. Not only are you up 11, but the Spartans have 2 points here so far in the second quarter. It's been a great defensive performance so far for the Pirates. Granted, Spartans haven't seen many shots fall, but Southwest forcing them into late shot clock shots and really doing a good job keeping them out of the paint as we see Parham hit the first free throw. But Coach McKenzie would be pretty happy with the defensive performance. I'm sure he'd like to see a few shots go in, though. Yeah,
absolutely. I think we're going to have to give an early shout-out to Ellsworthy as well. Probably on her way to a bit of an MVP spot for the game as well. She's had an absolutely amazing first half so far.
That's a big foul call there. That one's on Nicole Seacamp battling for a position with Aeneas Kervon. That's her third personal foul on Seacamp, so she's going to have to take a seat on the bench, and I doubt we see her again this first half.
Yeah, look, I guess Southwest at least has themselves in a bit of a position where they can afford to have her off for a little bit of time. As I'm just forced to eat my words, as a three-pointer is sunk by McDowell White.
Yeah, that's her second so far tonight. It cuts the Pirates' lead to 7. Kelly Page looks to answer. That shot's off. Tipped around out of bounds off the hands of Charmaine Mellors. So Spartan's going to have another possession and an opportunity to cut even further into this Pirates' lead.
Yeah, well, now's the time the districts really need to start to make their move if they're going to want to try and get the victory. I mean, having Seacam off so early, and she's probably going to be gone for, I'd say, 10 minutes. She'll probably come back late in the third. Now's the time that Spartans really need to capitalize on not having that big on the inside.
And Parham gets inside, finishes with the left hand, cuts the lead to 5. So it was the Pirates who called that timeout, but it looks like Spartans are benefiting for that little break in play.
Yeah, just gave themselves a little bit of time to recoup and sort out an action plan, and obviously having Seacamp off the court as well. They're really reaping the benefits at the moment as Bairstow's jumper bounces off the front of the rim.
And McDowell White now looking to push. Good look inside. Kirvan's shot, though, too strong. Pirates looking to push ahead. Ellsworthy throws up the floater, hits the front of the rim off. Not a bad look, though, for Ellsworthy there. Just didn't get the friendly roll.
Yeah, good little drive to the inside and the stop and pop, but just not enough power behind that push.
Got to take this time to give one of the Pirates' biggest fans, Matthew Wellesby. He couldn't be here tonight because he's overseas at the moment, doing it tough in Disneyland, I think. So shout out to Matt for checking in. Sent us the photo of him, his laptop set up and checking out the stream. I'm sure he'd rather be here, though, Regan, for sure.
Oh, I'm sure he'd rather be here, but I don't know, man. I'm a massive Disney fan. I'll trade places with him any day of the week. I'm sure my girlfriend would agree.
Good look inside for Haynes. She cuts the lead to 3 now for Pirates, as we're under 3 to go in the first half. It's a zone defense here from the Spartans as Willie shoots over that. Can't get the 3 to fall. Mellors, though, corrals the offensive rebound.
Southwest needing to make something of this play as they only lead by 3 now. Bairstow with the turnaround jumper, but that's nothing but air.
And Bairstow not happy, looking to get herself going here. It was a good look right at the free throw line. It was a nice opportunity for her to get on the board.
Yeah, Southwest needs to find something to corral themselves. Lead only by 3 now. It was 11 only a few minutes ago. As districts continue to look to break that lead as Parham goes strong on the inside and is fouled on the way up.
Yeah, Parham was settling for jump shots early in the half. We've seen a bit more aggressive play here from Parham, trying to get to the basket. So she'll go to line for 2 shots. That was a foul on Nat Taylor. That's her second personal. Parham going to the line for 2 shots. Beats in, checks in for Mellors. Parham hits the free throw. She's had a bit of a struggle here from the free throw line so far this evening.
Yeah, she didn't start great, that's for sure. None from 2. Still only shooting at 50% at the moment from the free throw line as the ball gets tipped out of court and lands back in the favor of Spartans. Coach McKenzie not enjoying that one.
That was a tough angle for the referee there. Did look like Parham knocked it out of bounds, though. Taylor goes right through the Haynes screen. Haynes has it with 5 on the shot clock. Three-pointer off. Kirvan, though, finds it. Winds up with McDowell White. Her three-pointer is too strong also.
Yeah, Nat Taylor with the much-needed board there for Southwest to give them an opportunity. Turns it over, though. McDowell White with the quick fingers to get the steal. Dishes out as Haynes goes strong on the inside, but her inside jumper no good either.
And Beatson and Haynes tie each other up. It's a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Pirates. Minute 45 now in the half, and Pirates clinging to a 2-point lead at the moment.
Yeah, Pirates haven't managed to put a point on the board in probably close to 4.5 minutes now. Really needing to make something of this play as Ellsworthy almost looked to jump, passed out to Bairstow. It's Maddie Willie. She'll settle for the 3 out wide, but again, just rolls off the rim.
Yeah, Pirates playing into the hands of Districts at the moment. They're in a zone. They want them to shoot the three-pointer, and the Pirates at the moment happy to oblige. Parham steps into a long 2. That rattles off the back of the rim. Willie going to the bucket. Left-handed layup is good. Spartan zone was unable to get set under that Willie pressure.
Yeah, and Southwest breaking their drought. That's a much-needed bucket for them.
So we're under a minute to go. It's a 4-point game here for Pirates in the lead. Parham looking to go one-on-one. Fires a long jump shot that's off. Nearly grabbed there by Spartans. Now Ellsworthy kicks ahead. She's fouled from behind by Haynes. Her second personal. It's the first team foul, though, on Spartans in the quarter. McMullen checks back in for Spartans. 36 seconds to go in the first half. Wonder if Pirates will go 2 for 1. Doesn't look like it. Going to run their half-court set. Parham nearly steals it.
Yeah, Southwest is going to take their time, run that shot clock down, and just hope the Districts can't do anything with the remaining 12 seconds on the shot clock.
Willie hands off for Bairstow. Free throw line jump shot is good. That's Bairstow's first bucket. It's a 6-point lead. Spartan's going to hold for the final shot of the half. Parham has it. 3 on the clock. She spins. It's stripped by Taylor. But they're going to get Taylor for the personal foul, sending Parham to the free throw line with 0.4 seconds, or 0.4 of a second to go. 0.4 of a second, I should say. And that also is Nat Taylor's third personal. So not only does Seacamp have 3, it's Taylor had also a 3.
Yeah, it was a very risky play from Taylor as well. I mean, with 0.4 seconds to go, I know you don't want them to score, but was it really worth a third personal foul? I mean, from my perspective, Parham wasn't really settled. I don't think she was going to make that anyway. So, I mean, I'm sitting here on the sideline assessing. It's probably very different out on the court. But, yeah, that was a very, very costly foul.
And the free throws struggles continue for Aja Parham. She misses both of them, and that's the end of the first half. It's a 6-point lead for Southwest, 27-21. Some good moments for both teams. Pirates struggled against that zone. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments they make at the halftime break against that zone.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, it's Southwest's game to lose at the moment. They had a really good start to that second quarter, but they just couldn't seem to then get the momentum going to get the ball in the back of the net. I mean, District's going to come out absolutely firing. They had a good run there. They brought down that 11-point lead down to 3. So I think it's going to be a very interesting second half of basketball.
It should be a great second half after a really good first half of action. But Regan, we'll take a break. We'll come back with hopefully some statistics in the second half of action here on Pirates TV.
Yeah, definitely so. We're going to grab some live stats. We'll bring them back for you at the end of the break, guys. But go grab a drink and we'll be back shortly with more live QBL Round 1 action presented by Panagos Productions. And welcome back to Hibiscus Sports Complex. Still got about a minute and a half left in half time, but we've managed to wrangle up some live stats for you. So, Johnny, do you want to walk through what's happened in the first half so far?
Well, like we said, Regan, both teams struggled from the field. Pirates finished the first half shooting 28.2%, only 1 of 9 from 3. They were a perfect 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Leading the way for the Pirates, you got 3 players with 6 points each: Maddie Willie, Charmaine Mellors, and Steph Bairstow. Also, Ellsworthy had 4, and Nicole Seekamp had 2. Then you look at Spartans. They shot 21.6% from the field, 25% though from 3. Jess McDowell-White had 3 of those 3-pointers, so all 3 of them for 9 points. She's the leading scorer in the game. And then outside of that, she needs someone to help her. You got Aja Parham with 4 points, and A.S. Kervan with 4 points, and then a couple other players with 2. But Southwest doing a pretty good job in that first half on the glass as well. They out-rebounded Spartans 33-28. They also had 2 assists, but 6 turnovers for Pirates and 5 for Spartans. I thought it would have been the other way around, Regan, especially in that first quarter. I thought I counted at least 4 or 5 turnovers for Spartans in that first quarter alone.
Yeah, I would have thought it would have been a little bit more that way persuaded as well. But I've got a feeling it's just because a lot of Southwest's turnovers we probably didn't pay a lot of attention to, because it was just little silly things like stepping out of court, whereas Spartans were from bad passes or turnovers or something like that. So they just stood out a little bit more. I got a feeling that's probably why it was that way. But both teams playing a really strong game of basketball, and only 6 points separates it at the moment. So, I mean, it's the third quarter, ready to rock and roll, so we'll see what both teams bring out. Yeah,
I do think it was a bit of rust and not necessarily nerves, but I think having that first half under your belt now, it's not brand new. Now you kind of got a feel of the game. You got a feel of the opposition, a feel of the rims, that sort of thing. I expect the second half to be a little bit more improved for both teams. And really, 6 points is nothing for either of these teams. So it's pretty much a brand new ball game here in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I know I commented on this a lot last season when I was covering the Southwest games as well, John, is realistically this is Southwest's game to lose, because in the past Southwest has not had a strong second half of basketball. So realistically, if they can't keep things together, as straight away Districts put 2 on the board, they're going to find themselves in a lot of trouble, because Southern Districts can play 4 very solid quarters.
Yeah, it was a good take there by Haynes. You see Seekamp back on the floor for the Pirates. She's got 3 personals, so she's got to be careful in her play. Inside for Bairstow. Turnaround jump shot is good. Steph Bairstow. That's a good sign for the Pirates when she hits a smooth turnaround jump shot like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that'll be good for her confidence as well. I mean, Steph's really been struggling with her shooting as well. I mean, that puts her as 4 and 13 from the field. So I guess that confidence boost as well is exactly what she needs.
Haynes misses. Mellors comes down with it. She kicks ahead for Willie. Willie goes right at Parham. Finishes plus the foul. Excuse me, that was Seekamp. I thought that was Maddie Willie. But a great job there by Seekamp. And a nice pass ahead as well. Seekamp was able to catch it and run onto the ball, building up that head of steam, finishing strong.
Yeah, great passage of play as well. And it is good to see Seekamp back out on the court as well. We thought she'd be off for a little bit longer with the 3 fouls to her name. But good to see her back out. I'm sure Southwest is going to enjoy having her back on the floor.
Misses the free throw. Haynes comes down with the rebound.
So 31-23. Southwest got themselves out to an 8-point lead at the moment.
Jess McDowell-White hands off for her backcourt partner, Aja Parham. They're really looking to run through Rebecca Haynes here. There's McDowell-White fading away. That's off. Willie looking to push. She's going 1-on-3. Has a clear path to the basket, though, and lays it in. That's just poor communication there from Spartans. Willie took on 3 defenders and beat all 3 of them to the basket.
Yeah, and she didn't even really have to do much, to be honest, either. She kind of had a clear line, and, yeah, I think every single one of those 3 Districts players all thought the other was going to get her. So nice passage of play there for Southwest. Really good start to the quarter in this first 2 minutes, as Parham fires back with a deep 3.
Yeah, that's a good sign also for Spartans. Parham, we saw her come out early at the halftime break to find her jump shot, because it was nowhere to be found in that first half.
Willie now, nice inside pass out to Mellors as she spins around, just bounces it off the back of the rim.
That was a good look inside off a good cut by Mellors. Just couldn't finish the play. A bit too strong on the jump shot. Oh, Ellsworthy nearly got the steal. Parham finds McMullen, long two, rolls in and out.
That was great offense from Southern Districts, though, when Southwest defense all just collapsed down on the cut to the bottom of the baseline, leaving them wide open out for that jump shot.
Willie can't find the three, and here comes McDowell White. Now McMullen has it. Again, pass stolen there by Ellsworthy. She gets around Jess McDowell White. Right to the basket. Layup plus the foul. Ellsworthy with her third steal of the night, leading to her 6th point with an opportunity to make it 7.
Yeah, absolutely. She's really been having an absolutely blinding game tonight, playing some incredible basketball. Opportunity now to put the lead for Southwest back out into double digits.
Free throw is good. Pirates back up now by 10 with 7:05 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Southwest really showing what they're made of here. They've had a blinding first 3 minutes in this quarter. Parham spin around jump shot, no good. Ellsworthy again coming down with a strong defensive board.
Good hesitation dribble. Throws up the left-hander. It's off. Bairstow offensive rebound blocked by McDowell White. And then Pirates lose the ball out of bounds. Meller's a little too strong there for Seacamp. Shona O'Brien going to check in for Jess McDowell White. O'Brien looking for her first points of the evening.
A strong defense from Ellsworthy.
Here's McMullen. Curvan's jump shot is good. Nace Curvan now up to 6 points. The lead cut to 8. Bairstow goes right at Curvan and lays it in with the left hand. Steph Bairstow starting to heat up a little bit here.
Exactly
could be a patented Bairstow run here.
I said that in the first quarter. She just needed to work off those cobwebs, but she'd find her feet and she'd start hitting. Ooh, big push off there from Parham, and the call is made as well.
You quite often see, especially on the offensive end, using that arm bar to create some space. And it's okay to use the arm bar to protect the ball, but when you extend it like that, that's an easy call for the referees to make.
Yeah, absolutely. The minute you come out of your own cylinder, it's a very easy call, and especially in a situation like that as well, right in front of the referee. Taylor had nothing to think about before blowing that one as offensive.
Nat Taylor's three is good. Lead is 13 now. Kind of get a feeling that Spartans are a bit frustrated at the moment.
Yeah, I think they're feeling a little bit lost as well. I mean, a rush three-point shot there from Beck Haynes as well. Spartans were very contained in the first half. They're just not taking the same kind of precise shots that they were earlier on.
McMullen loses it, throws up the left-handed hook shot. It's off. Good offensive rebound by Haynes, and what a putback. She was surrounded by Pirates, able to come down with it and lay it in. Nat Taylor wants that backdoor cut from Bairstow. Bairstow, though, nice deep seal inside on Parham. Ellsworthy back out to Bairstow. Long two is too strong. Ellsworthy offensive rebound. She's tied up by O'Brien. And the possession arrow favors the Pirates.
Yeah, lovely passage of offense there from Southwest as well. We're really showing a lot of composure and just taking their times and letting things play themselves out.
Esther Roreri checks in for Spartans, and McMullen gets a breather. I want to see Bairstow take advantage of that matchup. I think she's definitely got the advantage there. Ellsworthy blocked, but she's fouled by Esther Roreri on her way to the bucket, so she's going to go to the line for 2 shots. But as I was just saying, Bairstow has Parham on guarding her in the post. To me, that's a clear advantage for the Pirates. Not taking anything away from Aja Parham, because she's a great talent, but she can't guard Steph Bairstow inside.
No, definitely not. And Southwest just isn't capitalizing on the fact that Bairstow has that advantage at the moment. And Bairstow hasn't really been utilizing it either. She's not getting herself down low in the post and really fighting for that possession, because if she goes one-on-one with Parham, she's easily going to win that battle.
Ellsworthy hits them both, so lead back up to 13. Under 5 now to go in the third. Looks like that foul is going to be on Nat Taylor. If it is, that's going to be her 4th personal, I believe. And right away you see Coach McKenzie go to Jade Kirasome. It is going to be Nat Taylor's fourth personal, so she's going to have a breather.
Yeah, Nat will probably sit off for a little while now. Probably won't see her until late into the fourth quarter.
O'Brien able to bring it back down. Haynes nearly had it stolen there by Mellors. Nice cut inside. O'Brien layup is good. It's her first points of the night. That's a nice cut there from O'Brien. A good find.
Yeah, really good inside look.
Ellsworthy skips it to the corner. Now Kirasome hands off for Willie. There's 10 to go. Mellors deep two. Misses, and Parham comes down with it. Curvon. Now Parham and O'Brien. Spartans taking a while to get into their offense here. They got 5 on the shot clock, and it's stolen by Ellsworthy again. It's a 3-on-2 for the Pirates. No look to Kirasome. Back to Ellsworthy. Blocked from behind by Kirvan. Another block from behind. That time Haynes on Bairstow. So great double recovery there from Spartans.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, Southwest should have made easy work of that 3-on-2 passage of play, but Spartans playing some very strong defense to stop them from scoring.
Bairstow now out to Kirasome. Uses the pump fake. Looking inside, blocked again by Kirvan. Haynes has it over to Parham.
Yeah, 3 big blocks in a row for Southern Districts. That's going to really help them.
Now O'Brien has it over to Haynes. 11 points to the lead for Southwest. Parham, left-handed layup is good. Back into single digits now. 9 the lead for Southwest. Bairstow loses it off her foot. Ellsworthy recovers. Good pump fake from Mellors. Has it stripped by Parham. Another tie up. This time possession arrow favors Spartans, I believe.
Just touching back on what we said a little bit earlier, John, Bairstow really isn't capitalizing on the fact that she's got the height and size advantage at the moment. The last 3 passages of play down Southwest's ends, she's been playing the guard position. She was at the top of the three-point line last passage of play, and now she's been sitting down on that left-hand wing. So I'm not too sure what's going through Southwest's heads at the moment, because Bairstow has a clear advantage out on the court size-wise and surely strength-wise as well, but she's not getting herself down into the post to play that big position.
Yeah, and I think when she has been down there, she hasn't really looked for the ball either. So there was a couple times I thought I saw her in there, but Pirates also need to either make it a point to get her in there, but they also, once she is in there, they have to make sure they get her the ball with the advantage as well.
Yeah, definitely so. And my concern at the moment for Southwest is they're trying to play a run and gun game. They're still trying to take the points from the inside, but it's off fast cuts, backward screens, and all different kinds of passages of play. So my issue with that is Southwest are going to start wearing themselves down if they can't make a set passage of play where Bairstow can just stand there, get the ball inside and make a move to the basket. They're running, they're cutting, they're going to wear themselves down.
Well, we did see that before the timeout was taken on the floor that Coach McKenzie was going to the bench. I think he's using his bench pretty well. Beatson, you look at the breakdown here, pretty much everyone has seen at least a couple of minutes of court time. So he's going to use all 12 players at the moment. The only one we haven't seen yet was Neve Tratt. So we'll see if that keeps up. But a bit of a debate between where the possession arrow was favoring. I think the referees or the bench initially had it favoring the Pirates.
I definitely think it should be Southern Districts, though, because at the half, Pirates did get it, and I don't think we've had one in that time.
So referees just debating where the possession arrow favors. Spartans certainly believe it's theirs. Southwest seems to think so as well.
We believe it's Spartans. Well, I think everyone thinks it's Spartans, but we just want to double make sure.
I'm pretty sure because this is the second tie-up we had, and the first one favored Southwest.
Yes.
So, and that was the last change of possession. So it should be Spartans ball.
Still seems to be a little bit of debate going on. I think both teams seem to think that it was favoring Spartans, but I think the referees are going in favor of Pirates. Who knows? We'll have to check the replay later.
Well, Spartans bench isn't happy about it. Referees made their decision. 7 seconds to go on the shot clock for Southwest. Seacamp has it. Over to Bairstow, screen beats, and three-pointer by Bairstow is good. They're going to call it a 2. Well run out of the timeout. The lead is up to 12. 11. I can add, I promise.
It's all right, John. It's a Saturday. You don't need to math on a Saturday.
I should never math.
Parham, nice little kick out pass. Jump shot there.
Yeah. Curvan with a nice jump shot, showing a bit of range for a tall player. Shot that one with confidence, too.
Parham looks like she's in trouble.
Yeah, Parham's really hurt. She's hurt her shoulder there on a really hard screen set by Beatson. Don't know if it's dislocated or what, but she's in a lot of pain. Going to have to get someone on the bench. Jameson McMullen's going to check in. Parham walking straight to the trainer's bench. Hopefully it's nothing serious for Parham. But she's in a lot of pain as she comes off the court.
Yeah, public service announcement. Always call out your screens, kids. Whenever you're playing basketball, always help your teammates out and call those screens, because that's a perfect example of what happens when you don't communicate out on the floor. You know, you don't see the blind screen and you get yourself hurt. Hopefully Parham's okay and she'll be back on shortly.
Haynes loses it out of bounds, but they're going to get a foul call before the turnover. Looks like that one's going to go on Kelly Page. O'Brien has it. She's going to fire a long 3. That's too strong. Tipped around. Seacamp has it, and she's pushing the pace. Kicks ahead for Bairstow. Back to Seacamp. Now Beatson going to the rim. Her pass stolen by McMullen. McMullen goes right at the defense. Left-handed layup is good. Nice finish there by McMullen.
Yeah, strong drive in. Knew she was going to get hit from the beginning, but just managed to get that ball to roll nicely in the basket.
Page doing a good job finding Beatson. A lot of contact on that one. Going to give that one to Rebecca Haynes. That puts Spartans in the penalty. It's going to be 2 shots for Page. My voice keeps cracking. I'm sure I went through puberty a long time ago.
It's hitting you twice. I think I've had that a couple of times as well.
Hopefully my son Eddie is not watching, because he'll have one over on Dad for that one. He'll have a few good laughs. Beatson goes through the free throw line, hits the first one. And the second. So lead back into double figures, 48-38 with 1:20 to go in the third quarter.
That foul too was Beck Haynes' third.
It's 47-38, my apologies. McDowell White three-pointer, banks home.
Kind of call that one a deep 2, so 40-47.
Deep 2 there for McDowell White. She's had herself a pretty good game. She's really been, her and Haynes have really been the only 2 offensive threats for Spartans. Because there's a lot of contact inside the paint. Again, they're going to get, looks like Curvan with a foul. That one also on Page, so penalty for Spartans. So from here on out, it's going to be free throws on the foul in the third quarter. Yeah,
Southern District's just finding themselves in a little bit of foul trouble this quarter. I mean, for the most part, we haven't really ever come into foul trouble. Both teams playing really strong basketball. Southern District's just starting to show a couple of signs of fatigue, getting a little bit lazy, a little bit scrappy with their hands and picking up some unnecessary fouls.
It's still a pretty tight third quarter here. Page hits them both. 49-40. There's just about 45 seconds to go in the quarter. And don't forget, we will have the men's game coming up for you after this game, the conclusion of this game. So make sure you stick around for really another great matchup between the Pirates men and the Spartans men.
Yeah, that's going to be a big lineup as well. It's going to be another really great game, so make sure you don't tune out.
So Pirates with about There's about a 2-second differential between the game and the shot clock, so you got to think Pirates are going to hold for the last shot of the quarter.
You would think so. They'd be silly not to. Seacamp holds the ball nice and high up near halfway. 6 seconds to go. Drives through traffic and picks up an offensive foul. It's probably the last thing Southwest wanted with 4 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Yeah, that's Seacamp's 4th personal. That was a really good defensive stand there. An excellent trap there by Rebecca Haynes, getting her feet set and picking up the charge. So Seacamp picks up the 4th.
Seacamp takes a seat on the bench as well, asking the question to the referees as she walks off, but I don't think there's too much to argue on that one. Just lost her footing on that drive through. Really good defense played by Districts.
Haynes over to McDowell White. She's got about 3 seconds, puts up a really long 3 that hits the back of the rim. And that's going to be the end of the quarter. It's a 9-point lead, 49-40 for the Pirates heading into the third quarter break. But fourth quarter coming up. Regan, pretty tight battle here. Could go either way.
Yeah, definitely so. Only a 9-point difference. We've still got 10 minutes of basketball to go. 9 points is only a minute of basketball, especially if McDowell White keeps shooting with form. I mean, I think without the stats in front of me, I've got to say she's probably hit at least 4 3-pointers, a couple of really deep 2s as well. If Districts keeps getting the ball in her hands and she keeps hitting, I mean, Southern Districts would easily come back into this game, no worries. Southwest is going to have to play a very strong defensive fourth quarter. So hopefully they've got, they've got the legs and they've got the fatigue under control so they can keep themselves in it.
Yeah, well, we'll see if Aja Parham makes it back onto the court as well. That would be a huge loss for Spartans if she can't make it. But we'll take a break. Regan will come back with the fourth quarter of action here at Hibiscus Sports Complex. We'll be back with the fourth quarter shortly.
And welcome back to Hibiscus Sports Complex. We got 1 quarter to go. It is 49-40. Southwest leads Southern District Spartans. It's been a great 3 quarters of basketball so far. Reflected beautifully in the stat sheet as well, John.
Yeah, both teams shot the ball much better there in that third quarter, like we said. Probably just finding their feet and finding their shot again after such a long off season. Spartans are up to 30.9%, again being led by Jess McDowell White. She's got 11 points. On 4 of 11 shooting, 3 of 7 from 3. She's also got 5 rebounds and a steal. The second leading scorer is Aja Parham with 9, and Anais Kervan has 8 for Spartans. For Southwest, they shot 33.3%, and we see Parham back on the court, so that's a great sign for Spartans. Leading the way for Southwest is Steph Bairstow. She's got 12. Backing her up is Sarah Ellsworthy with 9 and Maddie Willie with 8.
Yeah, good to see Steph Bairstow finally finding some form late in the second quarter, early third quarter to take her to the top of the this shot chart for Southwest. I mean, they're going to need her to be another big driving force in this fourth if they're going to keep themselves on top.
Parham's inside, left-handed layup is good. She likes the matchup as well with Jade Kirisome on her, so she went right to the post. And good recognition and a nice find there by McDowell White as well. Bairstow faked the handoff, then gets inside. Reverse layup is good. Great footwork there from Bairstow to finish the tough reverse.
Yeah, especially when she almost lost the ball as well. So to recover and finish the reverse layup, great to see from Bairstow.
There's 6 on the shot clock here for McDowell White on the wing. 3 now. Now Parham has it. Turnaround jump shot is good. Parham starting to heat up as well. That's a tough sign for Pirates. Kirisome air ball. Goes out of bounds though off of Spartans. McDowell White had her foot on the baseline there. Maddie Willie checks in for Kelly Page. Southwest has Willie, Ellsworthy, Kirisome, Bairstow, and Mellors. Spartans answer with Bayless, Haynes, McDowell White, McMullen, and Parham. Bairstow wide open, top of the key, three. It's off, tipped around. McMullen now has it, pushing up for Spartans. Parham guarded by Kirisame. She goes to the left hand again, flips it up.
Haynes, big rebound on the inside for the putback.
Haynes, I have to have a look. Her rebounding tonight has been fantastic, as it always is. That's her 7th or 8th rebound of the night.
Ellsworthy there, just with the slightly rushed pass. Beck Haynes coming up with it for the Districts.
Now Mellors guarding Parham. McDowell White fires a three that rolls in and out. Bayless can't handle the board. Kirisome pushing now for Southwest.
Yeah, only the five points to lead at the moment for Southwest. They'll want to make something of this. Passing around, Bairstow setting the screen on McDowell White for Willie. Rolls on the inside, foul from behind for Beck Haynes.
I didn't have the same angle as the referee. Looked like a clear block for me, but Haynes didn't seem to think differently either, so she must have known she got the foul on Bairstow. That's going to be Haynes' 4th. If she has to come out, that's going to really hurt Spartans. But Southern District's doing a great job getting this game back down to 5 points here. They've had the positive play so far to start the 4th.
Yeah, absolutely. Southwest just haven't managed to find their feet in this 4th quarter. Hopefully Bairstow with these 2 free throws. No, first one pops out. Southwest just needs to find some scoring capabilities.
Bairstow hits 1 of 2. 6-point lead for Southwest. About 7 to go in the game. McDowell White nearly had it stolen again by Ellsworthy. It's going to stay with Districts. Again inside for Parham on Willie this time. Layup no good.
Ellsworthy again coming down with the defensive rebound. Bairstow, strong left-hand drive. Kick out for Willie.
Now Mellors from the free throw line rattles it home. Good ball movement there from Pirates, leads to a bucket, increasing the lead to 8.
Yeah, really nice offensive passage of play. Just kicking the ball nicely, getting it through as many sets of hands as possible before the open shot.
Don't know how I didn't pick this up now, but Aja Parham rocking the SpongeBob SquarePants socks.
I don't know how I didn't notice that. I loved me a good bit of SpongeBob when I was younger. So what am I saying? I still enjoy a good bit of SpongeBob.
Who doesn't? Bayless gets fouled, rolling to the rim. So she'll go to the line for her first 2 free throws of the night. Kirvan getting set to check in for Spartans. She's checking in for the shooter, though. First one's good for Bayless. Second, though, is not. Fight for the rebound. Jump ball, possession arrow favors the Pirates. .6:20 to go, 54-47. It's been a somewhat scrappy affair.
Yeah, it's been a very well fought 4th quarter. I mean, this 4 minutes has taken quite some time because there's been a lot of out of bounds possessions, a lot of stoppages in play. Both teams really fighting to make sure that they're the ones that end up on top at the end. Really good basketball from both teams. Southwest with the opportunity now as Maddie Willie step back for the 3, and she drains it.
That's a nice play there from Willie. Three-pointer has been a good weapon for both teams tonight.
Yeah, important passage of play there as well, because that puts Southwest back up into double digits as Parham drives directly into the chest of Maddie Willie, and she'll pick up the offensive foul.
Yeah, you can't really get rid of the charge call in the game of basketball, but it's just it's got to be the toughest decision to make as a referee. It's all about the angle you see the play at. Technically, you're a referee, Regan. Technically, what is the definition of a charge?
Well, you're absolutely right for starters. I mean, the block charge situation is the toughest call of the game. Some referees, when they're younger, think it's a technical foul, but realistically, a tech foul is easy to call. If someone steps out of line, boom. Block charge, very tough because there's a lot of things that come into play about how you officiate it. So for starters, I mean, you've got to be, it's the three principles of basketball. You've got to be feet first and facing. So if you don't have that position to start out with, you're never going to get the charge call. But then obviously it's all about movement and speed. And as a referee, you've got to be in the right position to see that gap to make sure the defensive player is in that right spot. I mean, it's all about refereeing the defense, not the offense. If the defense is out of line, it's their foul straight away.
Defensively, you have to have your feet set, and you have to beat the offensive player to the spot. Get your feet set, and then you take. Then it can be called a charge.
Absolutely.
Because on that particular one there, I thought Willie was late.
And again, this is the tough thing as well. Like from a referee's perspective, it's easy for me to see all these things in motion at the same time. And look, Willie was moving. She moved backwards and laterally to the side to get herself back there, but you only have to be set for a fraction of a second for it to count. So, yeah, she did move late, but technically speaking, she was still in front on time as Parham stepped into her. So, from my perspective as a referee, good call.
Good call. All right. I'm just wasn't a critique on the referees. It's just really difficult to tell.
Yeah, it absolutely is, especially when you're watching as well, because the referee is always going to have a very different perspective to wherever you're sitting in the grandstands.
Mellor's jump shot's off. 10 points to lead here for Southwest. 5.5 to go in the game. Here's McDowell White finding Haynes. She'll fire a long two. That's nothing but net. Good drive and kick there from McDowell White. Ellsworthy's wide open for three. It's short. Mellor somehow comes up with the steal. Bairstow puts it up, and it rolls in. How was that steal from Charmaine Mellors? She kind of just found herself with the ball right in her face and swiped it away from Kervon.
Just fell into the right place at the right time and managed to get her hands on it.
Parham working against Willie at the free throw line. Uses a few jabs, pulls up for the jumper, rolls it in. Parham really finding a home inside the paint so far here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, after barely scoring a point in the first quarter, Parham's really come out in this last half of the game and it really started to find some form, and she's racking up the points quickly.
Bairstow with the soft touch. Spartans cannot afford to continue to trade buckets. They have to get some stops, and they have to string together a few stops if they want to get back into it. They're down 10.
Yeah, absolutely so. And Steph Bairstow's been really behind that driving force as well. She's found the last few points in her favor.
And that was a great drive and finish there from Jess McDowell White.
Bairstow fighting inside on the post. Ends up with the ball, almost takes the shot.
It's good ball movement here. What a swap by Parham on Ellsworthy. Ellsworthy recovers. Now Willie in the corner, three-pointer short.
Great defensive passage of play there from the Spartans.
They got to get this stop, though, and put some points on the board. They're down 8 with under 3:30 now.
Yeah, they're running out of time, and like you said, they can't keep trading points. They've got to continue getting those stop passages of play. But now the tough part for Spartans is they need to convert here as well.
Haynes is going to take the three that's off. Good fight for the rebound. Parham is tied up by Nat Taylor, and possession arrow favors, I believe, Spartans. Seacamp going to check in for Maddie Willie. Remember, Seacamp's playing with 4 fouls, as is Rebecca Haynes. Curve on deep, 2 is off. It's a wide open look. I think Parts would be happy to let her shoot. She hasn't yet to show that she can hit that shot consistently.
Yeah, exactly. It was a good one to leave as well. Kirvan really struggling from deep at the moment. Southwest just taking a little bit of time, looking for the right shot.
Camp 3, that's the right one. Increasing the lead to 11.
Yeah, Southern District starting to get into a little bit of trouble here. They need to keep converting on plays. They need to stop Southwest from making those kinds of easy buckets. Beck Haynes wide open for 2. She makes it.
Thing I love about Beck Haynes, she can do it on any spot on the court. But one thing that really stood out to me on that play, she shot the ball and followed it up. Very rarely do you see a player follow it up with going to the rim, just in case she missed. Taylor in the corner, that's too strong. Nice offensive rebound by Camp. They're going to work some clock. No, they're not. Bairstow hits a 3. That could be the dagger that the Parts are looking for. They're up 12 now with about 2 to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Bairstow really getting herself on fire in this fourth quarter. I've just realized as well, it's probably because she's got 50% of the Bairstow clan over in the grandstands. Both of her older brothers, including Cam Bairstow, and mum and dad as well. So she's got a whole range of fans here for her.
Yeah, everywhere you look at the Hibiscus Sports Complex, you find a Bairstow. As Steph fires another deep 3, that's off. Not really sure why they keep shooting them, Regan, with so much clock. Like, they're up double figures. You want to work some clock here.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no need to take those rush shots. You're up by 12 points, minute and a half to go. The game's in the bag for Southwest if they play smart.
Yeah, that was a big if there, Regan. So Spartans can get hot here. It's a 12-point game. Clock definitely not in their favor. Parham wanted the timeout, not called there by Spartans. Southwest now going to start to work some clock here, try and get closer to that minute mark.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's all if they play smart. 12 points is easily closable. Southern District's really going to have to work here, though. Southwest just needs to drain that clock. Nat Taylor takes a wide 3, but that bounces out. Bairstow, strong inside board, and fouled on the putback.
Yeah, that was a good foul there by Parham. She wanted a timeout. She's going to get a timeout as well. Coach Lewis going to take the timeout for Spartans with a minute 10 to go. They're down 12 after Parham picks up her 4th personal.
Yeah, both teams struggling on the foul line at the moment. I think there's 2 players from each team on 4 fouls with a minute 10 to go. I mean, Southern Districts, they can't afford to lose either Beck Haynes or Parham. If either of those two go, they are in a lot of trouble in this last minute 10. Look, I'm going to call it. I think Southwest has this one in the bag when they've got Bairstow on the line for 2 free throws. But again, it's all if they play smart. Keep your hands out. Don't make any silly fouls. I know they've got 4 to give, but it's all about how they play and if they play that smart game of basketball.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right there, Regan. I always am a bit hesitant to call it, but you got Bairstow at the line for 2 shots. If she can hit both, it'll make it a 14-point lead with about a minute to go in the game. But crazy things happen, so you just really never know till that final whistle.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Anything can happen. We've seen crazy things happen in the past in the QBL season, so let's wait and see how it unfolds.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Knicks fan. I just remember Reggie Miller. I think he hit 4 threes in about 30 seconds to take a win, snatch a win from the Knicks' hand. So
yeah, exactly. And Southern Districts has McDowell White, so you never know. She's been on fire tonight from deep, so all it takes is 2 quick 3-pointers and a steal. Could be anyone's game.
A few turnovers, a few deep ones, and you never know. But Bairstow really does have an opportunity to ice the game with these 2 free throws. Definitely with you on that one here, Regan. Steph hits the first. And the second as well. So Southwest going to try and pick up a bit of full court here to force the clock to run.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see Southwest taking that full court press as well. Really needing to make districts work for every single point from here on in. Shot clock goes down into single figures. Southwest really playing a strong defensive game of basketball as they tip it out with 8 to go on the shot.
Yeah, so good job there, collapsing, really trying to, and I think the Pirates did a pretty good job overall tonight, really packing the paint and forcing Spartans to win the game from the outside.
Yeah, definitely so. As Really good turnover there from Nat Taylor with the quick hands. Seacamp rushed finger roll, bounces out, but Maddie really gets the board and kicks it back out again. Beck Haynes down in the backcourt. She doesn't look in a good way.
Yeah, that's not a good sign either. She's going to drag herself off the court, try and get back into the play. Taylor has to fire it deep on that's off. Parham can't grab it. It goes out of bounds off of the Spartans. And that's going to do it, really, Regan. Under 30 seconds to go now. Pirates would be happy to pick up the win. Both teams, though, probably have a lot to look at in this week to improve on for round 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Southwest is going to walk away from this game with a big confidence boost, having, beaten Southern Districts, the reigning champions, by double digits. So they're going to walk away with a lot of confidence, but that doesn't mean that they're going to have a continuing good season from here. They do still have a lot to work on, as we see Seacamp driving in and letting the ball just roll out of the basket.
That's back-to-back missed layups by Seacamp. She won't be happy about that. We're under 10 seconds to go. Parham's going to fire a 3 off the back of the rim. And really, Regan, that was what the night was for the Spartans. The jump shot wasn't falling as Willie's three-pointer beats the buzzer. They're going to call it a 3. So the final score will be
72-55 in favor of Southwest. But as we said, John, both teams a lot to work on. Not to take anything away from the victory for Southwest. I mean, it was a really well-fought game, and they did do a lot of things right. But they need to work on that first half because a lot of things just didn't go their way. They were taking a lot of shots that were bouncing off the back of the rim. They really found their form coming into the second half, but they've just got to work on just every little bit. Every passage of play is important, straight from the minute that jump ball is tipped.
Yeah, and I do think this is not a full-strength Spartan squad. I do believe they have a couple imports to come in as well.
Absolutely.
But they would have looked to perform a little bit better than they did tonight. I thought they were a little sloppy with the ball at times. Sometimes the turnovers hurt them. But Pirates did a pretty good job as well. They have some talent as well to add. So both teams will probably look a little bit different next time we see them. But Pirates will be happy to open up their season on their home court with the big win over the reigning champs, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to give them a big confidence boost going into tomorrow's game against a team that is always strong in Cairns. So Southwest going to need to, take a bit of a rest tonight, jump in those ice baths, and get themselves all settled for tomorrow's game against Cairns, because that's going to be another big one. And as always, John, you and I are both going to cover that game as well. So another couple of big games. But as we said, guys, don't go anywhere. We still have the men's game coming up for you straight away.
Definitely not easy to back up either after a really hard-fought game. And then you got to come out and play at midday tomorrow as well. So, like you said, they'll hit the ice baths. They'll try and recover as best as they can because Cairns is a good team. I watched their game against Toowoomba last night. They were really impressive. It's going to be another tight one tomorrow, and we'll have that one for you on Nothing But Net Media. I really can't wait to call those two games tomorrow as well.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I'm just trying to check out to see whether the Cairns game against Ipswich tonight has any live stats up. It doesn't look like they do. They're probably having the same issues as us. So it'll be interesting to see how Cairns goes tonight. They are going to struggle tomorrow against Southwest. It's their third game in a triple header. And it doesn't matter how good a team you are. That's tough.
Yeah, and you really, I guess you get the triple header out of the way early, hopefully, for Cairns.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could think of better ways to start the season. Nonetheless, though, going to be a great game tomorrow, and this men's game is going to be great. I can't wait to call that one as well. Really a couple new faces and some familiar faces as well for both squads. It's going to be a good matchup.
Yeah, absolutely is, John. You're not wrong there. Things are all done and dusted here, so stay tuned, guys. We've got about 20 minutes to go before we're going to tip off the men's game, so don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back with more live QBL action presented by Panagos Productions.